And good morning, everybody, and welcome. It's a new week, it's a new month. Thank you so much for tuning in on our YouTube channel. We're going to talk a little bit today about beets. I don't know about you, but growing up, we really didn't have beets. And I don't know why, and when I looked at those things in most salad bars or in canned beets, they turned purple, and it was like, oh, didn't care for them. But as I grew older and I started to appreciate the taste of them, and every time we'd gone to a salad bar, I would add beets to my salad, and I enjoyed it. But in the last, I'd say 2 years, some of these extracts coming out of beets, and beets grow underground, much like a carrot, and now we're looking at even the roots, that the part that goes down. If you ever pulled a boatload of carrots out of the sand, you'll see that there's the roots at the very bottom of the fruit itself. So I want to read to you an article from the Medical University of Vienna on beets. And then I'm going to talk to you about a prep from our friends at Nutritional Frontiers called CircuCore that I started using originally just for circulation issues. But now I'm starting to use it more and more and more for blood pressure control, circulation, palpitations, brain and memory, all the above. In a recent study, a research group led by Christian Gruber at Vienna's Institute of Pharmacology isolated a peptide, a small protein molecule, from the roots of beets. The peptide is able to inhibit a particular enzyme that is responsible for the breakdown of a messenger molecule in the body. Due to its particularly stable molecular structure and pharmacological properties, this is from a fruit or a vegetable, okay? The beetroot peptide may be a good candidate for development of a drug to treat certain inflammation diseases. Now, I will go back to one of my early talks years ago, that I think it was in 1973 or 1981, that Time Magazine put out an article, not your greatest scientific journal, that basically said inflammation is the root of all health problems. So if we look at blood pressure, we look at heart issues, we look at all the above, and we say, is inflammation at the root? Well, they're now saying that this beet extract reduces inflammation. This is something that is going to be looked at for the development of a drug to treat inflammatory diseases such as neurodegenerative, Parkinson's, and autoimmune diseases. The peptide that occurs in the roots of the beetroot plant belong to a group of molecules the plants use inside of themselves as a chemical defense against pests and against bacteria and against viruses and against insects. Think God knew what he was doing creating these? By analyzing thousands of genomic data, our team was able to define a number of new cysteine-rich peptides, that's an amino acid, and assign them phylogenetically in the plant kingdom. In this process, our attention was drawn to a possible function of the so-called protease inhibitors. The beetroot peptide can therefore inhibit enzymes that digest other proteins, explains Gruber. The beetroot peptide specifically inhibits, you don't need to know this, proteoligopeptidase, which is involved in the breakdown of protein hormones in the body, and therefore able to regulate inflammatory reactions. POP, these proteoligopeptidase, is a much discussed drug target for the neurodegenerative and inflammatory processes and diseases such as Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis, for example. That means in future studies, this group of plant peptides, such as those found in beetroot, could potentially provide a drug candidate for treating these diseases, which we have virtually nothing now. The peptide not only occurs in the root vegetables, but it can also be detected in commercially available beetroot juice. Although beetroot counts as a very healthy vegetable, it would be unreasonable to hope that dementia could be prevented by regular consumption of beetroot. It takes a whole bunch. So again, they're saying just don't go out and buy beets, although it's not bad for you. But if you are suffering from pre-Alzheimer's or somebody in your family is, or MS or Parkinson's or heart issues, this could be one of the answers for you. The peptide that occurs in very small quantities in the fruit itself, and it's not clear whether as such it can be absorbed via the gastrointestinal tract. It goes on to say the research work is being conducted by Gruber's laboratory, utilized the idea of harnessing nature's blueprint to develop drug candidates. This is where all medicine started back in the 30s and 40s. We are searching through large databases, including genetic information of plants and animals, decoding new types of peptide molecules and studying their structure, aiming to test them pharmacologically on enzymes or cellular receptors, such as the one of the prominent drug target classes, the so-called G protein coupled receptors, and finally analyzing them in disease models, explained Gruber. Potential drug candidates are chemically synthesized. They want to make a synthetic form of this. This concept appears to be successful. A few years ago, the research team generated a drug candidate called T20K for multiple sclerosis with a synthesized plant peptide, which had recently been tested successful in phase 1 trials by the Swedish firm Cioxin. So again, it's the start of something big. I'm putting it in the category of Alzheimer's protection, inflammation protection. Now, let's talk about this prep. It's called CircuCore, Advanced Support for Cardio Solutions is what it says, okay? It has in it vitamin C, 100 milligrams, vitamin B12 in the methylcobalamin form, 100 micrograms. Folate is quadrifolate. Beetroot powder, 200 milligrams in here. Activin, active grapeseed extract, another anti-inflammatory. Hawthorn, another vasodilatory prep. Citrulline and arginine. 2 capsules daily can be used to keep blood pressure in line, get more circulation to the brain, and supply that beetroot to an individual. So I wanted to keep this one quick and safe. Out of all the things that this could be used for, I think Alzheimer's is going to be the biggest. So here we are in November. We're moving into the end of the year, and something as simple as beets comes to the table as a potential drug candidate that could save your life. Now, if you want more information on that, you can find CircuCore on our website at the Nutrition Shop, SHOPPE.net, thenutritionshop.net, or give us a call at the office, 678-228-8900, 678-228-8900. Okay, we'll see you back here tomorrow. God bless you, folks. See you back here soon.